Hello everyone and welcome to this week's episode of Leadnap Gaming. We are continuing to get ready for IAE, and in order to get ready for that big package video I want to talk about, we need to talk about the Lti Token Trap first. Before I do, a quick reminder to subscribe and comment because we are less than 500 subs away from someone taking home a Connie Taurus for free. See the description for details. When I say Lti Token Trap, your ears might rise a little because this isn't something that's majorly talked about. Lifetime insurance is, and you might be thinking that's what today's all about, but insurance has nothing at all to do with what we're going to talk about today. Now, LTI is a factor in today's discussion, but only as the commodity that it is. The importance of having LTI versus 10-year versus 3-month is irrelevant in the discussion as much as the importance of LTI tokens only matters if you want a ship to have LTI. So a recap. A LTI token is an inexpensive ship that is purchased with LTI to be utilized in a ship upgrade, also commonly known as the cross-chassis upgrade or CCU, to grant LTI properties onto the target ship which you otherwise cannot buy with LTI. The market for LTI tokens is the largest segment on the gray, also with the largest swing. As IAE approaches, their costs go up because the demand rises. Everyone's working to put tokens in ahead of the sale. That is of course because you can buy all the CCUs in the world, but you have to have a place to start, the original hull or token. CIG knows LTI tokens are a thing, they know how much we covet them, so much so that they'll bundle them in together with a minor discount. That's next week's topic. This week is really about the tokens themselves, or rather our behaviors involving them. LTI tokens are the ultimate FOMO. They are randomly offered, or so it seems. Some are better than others, but you can never really be sure. The $30 Ranger bikes were one of the best tokens ever offered, but last year's King token was the $70 Nomad. This year's $65 Cyclone MT was also a solid buy, considering the immediate $75 evaluation. Thus, all fleet game players, likely to be you if you're watching this, eagerly watch for the token sales, questioning amongst ourselves, is that one a token or not? Because if the price is too high, calling it a token just never seems to work. Take the 400i for example. Few people purchase these as LTI tokens at $220 a pop. Why were a few of them purchased legitimately as tokens at this price? Now you might want to say because a lot of ships below it can't be CCU'd from it, and you wouldn't be wrong, but there's an even better answer. The real truth is the community typically defines an LTI token as the sort of ship you buy multiple of at once to stock up. If you're going to make a Carrack, who cares if the LTI token is $220, or even $560? Sure, the Liberator used for that's technically an LTI token, but no one in their right mind is going to call the Liberator concept sale an LTI token sale. This is the behavior element though. This is the part that generates the trap. Let's redefine LTI token for what it really is. A paid promise to purchase an unspecified larger ship at a later date. After all, no one buys LTI tokens to sit in their hangar. If you purchased 5 Cyclone MTs so you would have 5 Cyclone MTs in your hangar, they're not LTI tokens. Those are vehicles in your hangar that happen to have LTI. So when you buy those 5 MTs as LTI tokens, you're really committing to yourself and CIG that you will buy CCUs from those to 5 target ships in the future. And you made the same commitment at IAE last year with 3 Nomads. And those 6 bikes back in the day. It's cool though, LTI tokens have value. You could always sell or melt off your excess tokens, right? Sure. But without getting into packages, we're trapping funds and marching down a path to spend way more than we intend. Most buyers go into an LTI token sale with an amount to spend, grabbing as many tokens as they can, rather than buying tokens as they need them. That's because you can't buy tokens as you need them. They only get offered so often and you can't really be sure what you'll someday need. My $85 token doesn't do me any good if a cool $65 concept comes out. LTI tokens are a trap. If you buy 5 Cyclone MTs at $65 a piece, you're spending $325. When you think about the 5 Carracks at $600 a piece you're going to turn them into, $325 and 6,000 means very little. How many ships are sold under $325? roughly 129 at last count. So not only could you just spend $220 to buy the 400i when it went to concept, saving some money, but it would be a direct buy and might even include some extra exclusive paints or perks. When you have 5 MT Lti tokens, you see 5 spots that need to be filled. It's like buying empty rooms in your house. You spent the extra 50 grand for the 4th bedroom you don't need, and lo and behold, a year later, you're buying furniture for a 2nd guest room no one will ever use. When you have open slots on the roster, or even roster slots you're waiting to apply the final token to, buying that CCU and throwing it in this month seems like a cool idea. Raylan, another cargo ship with like cargo to ships you already have, and less capacity than you have even more cargo ships for? I could make that Nomad into one. Liberator looks cool. I gotta get that BMM going. It's gonna be a screaming deal. Buying Lti tokens isn't wrong, nor is it a bad thing. Next week, I'll even tell you why to use tokens instead of packages with tokens. But the core thing to understand here is have a plan and stick to it. It's human behavior. For those of you who didn't get in on the Ranger bike sale years ago, well, you missed out on an awesome sale. The MTs are a solid option too, but not as good, and if the 400i is the best offering we're getting for IAE this year, all of you fools who missed out grabbing up some of those are going to be stuck waiting for... See, it's not that you needed those MT tokens, but maybe you will someday. When you don't have a stockpile of tokens to turn into whatever ships you want, you make healthy buying decisions about the things you really do want. Fine, you didn't even know what a Ranger was because you started playing in the last year, so you never got a $30 Lti token. The Cuddy Black you're going to make it on doesn't care if you use a $30 Ranger token, a $65 MT token, or a $70 Nomad token. The Cuddy Black still costs $100. Not hoarding tokens might mean you have to wait to apply that CCU you picked up at that dream concept you just scored. Of course, if you're not throwing hundreds of dollars at blank tokens, you might have just picked up that dream concept on Warbond. While you might think that's a semantic difference, owning the concept standalone gives you a lot of fleet planning options today you're not thinking about. I can make the Corsair in my buyback hangar live as many times as I want. A CCU'd Corsair can only live once at that price. When you have to purchase the ship on concept as a standalone Warbond, you really ask yourself if you need another $220 SCU cargo mover for $260, especially one that isn't coming out anytime soon. Lti tokens are a trap. Not that it traps you, but it traps your money in the CIG system. You can move credit around all the time, but you can't easily get the money back out should you want to. You don't think it today, but if you spend $325 on tokens this month, you're going to put a 0 on the end of that, making it into real ships. You just need to remember when you buy one, you're committing to spending more money making it into something. I talk to a lot of people looking to score 1 to 3 ships they dream of having for as little as possible. They don't want to spend more than a few $100s ever on Star Citizen. I talk to them and show them the way. A year later, they're buying and selling commodities known as ships inside their active hangar and buyback, all shooting a golden sniper rifle. It's fine to go to the casino and have some fun, maybe make some money. If you know which games are totally rigged, if you know the strategies not to lose the money you take in, and if you know how to enjoy the perks safely. Lti tokens are no different. Just buy what you need when you need it. Saving $40 CCUing to a ship isn't money saved if when you set out you intended to have a fleet of 5, not 15. So that's the Lti Token Trap. Again, you can always frolic in the utopian minefield as long as you know where the mines are. Let me know in the comments what the best Lti token deal you've ever seen was. What are you going to make those 5 MTs into? Share this video with your friends, like and subscribe if you haven't, and I will catch you all next time.